the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, the busiest man I've known in my entire life. I can't believe it, David Chartrand.
How are you doing, Ray?
How are you surviving this and the election coming up and everything?
Well, actually, I'm at the Infinity Women's meeting, packed house at the Fort Garry Hotel. I'm very proud of the work that Ida Campbell has done as the Infinity Women's spokesperson. Now she's been elected since 2013, and now she's held that post for 9 years. And she's done amazing work, taking it from a deficit situation back in 2013 to a good surplus state today, and many, many programs coming out of there, which hundreds upon hundreds of women are involved. They have over 1,000 registrations already. So it's just a very packed house, Ray. It gives you a great feeling to stand there. Jack has been going through this for a long time, Jack Park, and see all these women leaders coming from all around the province, from their locals, and from their villages, and they're from urban centers, all different professionals, expertise, doctors, lawyers, the teachers, all different fields, So it's good to see so many of them participating and giving their direction what they see as the future. So I have a chance to give them an update, Ray, and it's always important to keep data, and we keep gender-based data. It shows us how many women are taking this or investing in this or whatever, school or jobs or house buying, etc. So when you look at the numbers, like over 70% of the employees, we have over 1,000 now at the Federation, are women. And you look at a lot of the management, senior management, are women. And so it just shows you the progression. And people ask that question, Ray, from the non-Métis world. Mm-hmm. How come you guys have so many women involved in your cabinet? You have so many women involved in running, managing departments and working in your government. Like, how do you have a plan? Do you have a particular program or policy you have to make sure women are hired first? I said, no, we've always had women leading our nation, and whether it's at home or in the business world, or just giving us the guidance as children to mold us to who we are today. I said, we've always been a maternal nation, and our mothers have always been the prominent power of our house. And so they're also the prominent of our government. So it's good to see that it transcends in the way we raise our culture with our families. So the non-Indigenous society have a hard time understanding that, because in the English world, I'll use the European world, it was different for women there. They were actually not allowed to lead outside of a family house. And us, our women have always led and always been involved. So I was just proud to see so many of that. And even I look at the data, how many of them are going to universities for today. Women clearly are the dominant force of over 50% of them that are getting funding from the Federation right now. There's over 1,200 students now getting funding rate of $5,000 each, and to help them in university. And over half of it is way over half, close to 60% of women. And so they're all going in professional fields, whether it's in accounting, whether it's lawyers, whether they're becoming teachers, or all different fields that truly will affect us in some way or another. But it just shows, but on the other side of it, we look at the investment women are making in a business world too. So they're starting to climb at a rapid rate. It's good to see those numbers. It just shows you again how women in the Affinity women are really promoting continuation of women pursuing careers. And look at the housing. Remember that first-time homebuyer program? I talked about it here already on the program several times.
Yes. Well,
we're at once 400 and 500. Now we have the numbers out. There's already approved applications rate. 900 applications approved.
What?
That means that you're getting your 18,000 you need to buy a house down, and or a little bit more if necessary. And so it just shows you that out of that, $10 million already has been funded to first-time home buyers to buy their houses. 607 bought their houses so far to date as of right now.
My goodness.
That means there's 293 looking for houses that have been approved. They've been approved. So right now they're trying to buy a house. But the housing market is challenging for many, because even down my street, there was a house up for sale for $265, but it went to a price war. It ended up being $355 or something. So it just jumped tremendously. And so, but it shows you, Ray, which is interesting, and I told that to the women this morning, out of the 607 houses that were bought, 323 were women and 284 were men. So it just shows you again where the women are higher in the professional fields of schools and education and graduating those fields. they're also a bit more of the first-time home buyer program. So it's just amazing. I'm very proud of the women, the Métis women in general, just on how they manage their affairs and how they take leadership and move the agenda and move the target even further. So, again, this meeting is going very well. It's a packed house. They have people on the screen also that did not attend or could not attend personally, but they've joined virtual. So you have over 300 people in the room. In fact, that's the place I got married in, right? That's the same room.
I remember that.
It's the same room I got married in. And I hope my wife is listening. So I made a joke to her before I leave, but I won't say it on the show. But clearly at the end of the day, that room is packed. So if people we're at my wedding, they'll know which room I'm talking about, and it is packed full in there. So they're following. You got to be double vaccinated. You got to have a mask on while you're walking around or moving. Otherwise, you can get scolded by the shepherds that oversee this group here, making sure that everybody's following the rules. We've also had some very good meetings, Ray. I had a chance to be invited first to Parliament for President Volodymyr Zelensky's speech to Parliament. I was invited to sit on the AFN ITK, which is the Inuit in the MNC were invited, I guess, separately. But I also got an invitation as the National Red River Métis, and I was sitting on the floor and had a chance to listen to President Zelensky speak about what they're fighting for, their identity, their culture, their language, and that they will not be allowed anybody to take it from them, steal it from them, or change who they are. And they're willing to die for it. So, and it's so devastating to hear the stories that are coming out. Just watching the news this morning again, and to see 97 children already have died. Many have been injured by the hundreds. There's no heat, there's no food in some places, no electricity. So they're going through hell right now, Ray, and it's such a hard to feel in your heart when you look at the stories and what Putin is doing to them. He's a madman. There's not a question about it. He's a war criminal. He's a man that is using his nuclear power as a threat to the world. If anybody tries to stop him, he's going to attack the world with nuclear power. He doesn't have the military force without nuclear weapons. The world would take care of him in a very short while. If he ever fought the world by just military, his nuclear power is what is causing concern by the world. So because if that ever happens, then we are in a different place in history. We'll define one day that many cities, tens of millions of people will perish. And so it's very clear that that's the threat he's using is stopping the world from just intercepting and stopping him from the murderous acts he's placing on these poor Ukrainian families. A lot of the Babas and all of them, they're just being killed and just buried in mass graves, just thrown into a hole because they don't even have time to bury them properly. No services, no church. They just roll them into dugouts and throw a bunch of bodies in there, and they cover no coffins, nothing. So it's just sad to see, Ray. I watch it every day in the news.
Yes.
And but I'm very proud of our government that we're there to help out. Infinity Women also gave $10,000 to Ukraine to assist with aid and children and families, and we gave $100,000. I was so proud of the Métis government we can do that. So, but we also the flags you see flying in our buildings, and is proud that many Ukrainians are so proud, and so is non-Ukrainians so proud. The Federation and our government of what we've been able to stand up and be counted and saying, look, we went through this in our time, in our history, but not to the degree they have at this point in time. But we too went to war. We too paid prices. We too lost bodies and lost children. So we understand what it feels like, and we also know when people are trying to steal your identity, how important it is to protect it. If you watch Ontario trying to steal our culture, steal our music, steal our flag, steal our heroes, because they don't have their own. So why don't they get their own heroes, their own flags, their own culture, their own history? So again, I said that message today with the women, and they were proud to stand up and make it very clear they'll be defending the Red River Métis at all costs. So again, I also had a chance to have lunch with Father Napoleon and Lou Cheech, her name is. She works with the St. Peter's Church in revitalization of churches and communities. So it was very good to have a chat with Father Napoleon and speak on what the Federation is doing in regards to how we see the multi-denominational citizens, where people of different religious beliefs. Many are still Catholic, majority. but they're still Anglican, Presbyterian, Evangelist, First Nation spirituality. All those are still out there, and we need to respect them all. And at the same time, work in collaboration. But how do we ensure that our families can come to feel the challenge they need when they lose a loved one? And I gave an example today about one of my friends, and I would say his name on radio, but his wife has been diagnosed with cancer, and one that's not curable, and she was given, I think, some months to live. She's estimated they have another month, and she'll leave this world. And Ray, just imagine your wife is laying there, getting ready soon to leave this world, and you still got 2 kids to raise at home as a father, and to try to bring some kind of answer to your children why this is happening, and that your mother is going to be leaving. But to make matters worse and hard for the family, their son died at 11 years old just a couple of days ago. So they had to go tell their mom in the hospital while she's dying of cancer. She just lost her youngest son. He had a heart attack. He's 11 years old. He had an enlarged heart, and he ended up falling down. He was visiting his sisters and died instantly. So it's just 2 of them are going to be going. His mom's leaving probably soon. Actually, she's my message I received, she's quit all radiation. She wants to leave to go catch up to her son and find her son who's left before her. So imagine that family, Ray. So they need a priest. There's going to be some ceremonies and religious ceremonies, of course, take place. And where grieving is going to start to happen, and a lot of hardship. And I think all those people that are reaching out to him and helping them out in their time of need. So I pray for them at night when I go to bed, because I know the father has to be so strong. He's still got a daughter and grandchildren to raise. And but to lose your wife and lose your youngest son, that's a scary place to be, I tell you. I don't know. As I told my wife, I don't know how I'd be able to handle anything up to my baby. And so I'd be going crazy. I know me, and that's my heart. So, and I know it's happening to him too. So prayers are going out to him, and his last name is Sanderson. If anybody wants to sit down later on in the day, or this evening, or even today, this morning, or this afternoon now, sit down and send up prayers to Sanderson and the Sanderson family and the hardship they're going through right now, and that they know that our people will be with them. So, again, I want to express that loud and clear. But again, we still believe in the afterworld, and we know eventually they'll be meeting each other in their new home. On other matters, I had a chance to meet with my Senate Advisory Board. For those that are listening right now, I got appointed by Canada to sit on the Senate Advisory Board. That doesn't mean I'm becoming a senator. I'm not applying for it. You have to apply for it. I probably have a damn good chance if I apply to become a senator, but I'll never leave my people. I made a commitment to do my job and stay with my government and lead my government, and I'll continue to do that. But I got appointed to an advisory board that actually looks at all the applications that for those positions that are available to be a senator. And I sit on that board and make the decision that we send the chosen ones we select to the Prime Minister for choosing who the next senator will be in Canada. So I sit on that board now. I had an orientation yesterday, and I look forward to seeing my voice being heard and the Métis voice being heard to make sure the right senators are chosen that'll be fair and equitable to all citizens, including the Métis. Also, an exhibit opening happened. I want to again thank Janine for that. Janine actually built a beautiful, beautiful frame. It's a large, like a 4x8 size, like a plywood size, 4x8 size. And she did amazing beadwork on this beautiful frame, where the provisional government of L'Oreal is put inside there, and they showcased that at the Winnipeg Art Gallery. I actually was invited by Janine to her house and to do some beading on it. And as a president, I have some beading on there, and I made a mistake as I was beading. She said, "That's great, because now your mark is there, and you're supposed to have a mistake, and people will have to find that." So I put 4 beads instead of 1. Instead of 3, and on a couple of sides, and then I also had to put a color bead as my choice of color. So I chose my most favorite color. So when you look at all of that, I was very proud of Janine's work. Verna was also gave the name of what it is. It's a heartbirth, it's called, and the heartbirth of our nation. That's the struggle of our nation. So it's great that the Michif name has been given to it. So Minister Goodall and Anderson attended on my behalf, and Mr. Thomas, Mr. Carrier. So again, I express my gratitude to each and every one of them. I'd love to have been there, but I already had a pre-planned event taking place for many, many, many months. I've been waiting for this. As everybody knows, I'm a big Boston Bruins fan and goes right back to Duckby Bruins. I haven't been to a hockey game this year, so I had a chance to, in saving these tickets, I think Sonny Cochran and others will volunteered to give me a couple tickets, and I invited some people from Duck Bay and different parts of the province. They came in and we went to the game, and it reminded me of my past and also some of my friends. One of my very, very close friends, Robert Bushy, his family is big Boston everything in their house, Boston and his Edstone, and it brought memories to me, and invited his wife and a couple of his kids. They and the other kids came also. They're all adults now, but they all came to watch the game and reminisce about my very, very close friend Robert Bushy, and I still miss him dearly. He left this world much earlier than he should have, and good Lord made a decision he had to leave, I guess. So, but again, so I couldn't go. I couldn't cancel after I've been planning this for several months, and so many were looking forward to it, and I was looking forward to also honor my friend. And so I want to also express great wishes right now to Carrie Anderson, of course, Métis. Good luck at the Curling Women's World Championship race that started today, and she's, of course, won the Scotty. She's won so many different already leadership roles in the curling area.
That's right.
And many trophies, and she's very proud Métis, and we sponsor. You'll see the MMF emblem when she's allowed to have it on her outfits and her team, and it's just great to see. And again, Carrie do well and make us proud, and she was going to come to our assembly, but she ended up winning the championship here, and now she has to represent at the Worlds. So again, thank you very much, Carrie Anderson, for who you are and how good you are in curling, and standing proud to wear the Métis affinity flag on the Métis flag of MMF on your clothing.
I saw that.
Is that right?
I saw that on one television show.
Yeah, it makes you proud, eh?
Yeah.
That flag flying there they have it on their chest or else their knee. So it's really, really great, chosen very, very wisely. We also have, don't forget the assembly, everybody. It's coming up. That's going to be a massive event. There's, like I said, probably about 300-400 people easily here. And when you look at the assembly, there's going to be 3,000 like this one, Ray. So I'm looking forward to that, and I can't wait to be seeing so many of the people from all across. They have to be double vaccinated, and they have to wear a mask when they're walking around, and they, when they sit at the table, they take their mask off. And but again, there's going to be many dignitaries there. The Premier is showing up. The leaders of the opposition party, Wob, is going to be there. Doug is going to be there for the Liberals. And we'll have some MPs from federal Canada. And so we're going to have a very good turnout of dignitaries, because this is the biggest assembly in the prairies. Nobody can even hold a candlestick to it. Like the largest, you're lucky to see 400 to 500 in their large gatherings. The other assemblies, but ours is 3,000 people. And I'm so proud of that. People are so interactive, so connected to their government. And I look forward to, again, making some big announcements at our assembly on some of the so many achievements we've been able to make, and the more we're still going to achieve even more. So I'm looking forward to that. So also there's a survey of Red River Métis business and entrepreneurs. If you get that survey, I encourage you to get it done, send it to us. We're trying to see where the need is, the great need is, the support of where our policies need to shift maybe at our government to make sure that we're in tune with our business entrepreneurs. As I said, you heard me in the show, I'm pushing micro business very strongly, and that's why I'm pushing the Red River Fur Company to start. I want our trappers back out there. And the excitement I heard when I was in the North Raid are just excited. They want to know how they can apply for the grant to get free traps and free snares, which we will be providing to them, and to get out there and take their kids and their grandkids and teach them and the value of trapping, but the value of the environment and natural resources. So I'm looking forward to that, Ray. And the artisans are all looking forward to their fur and also the tanning of hide, so they can start to continue to making such a beautiful, beautiful, whether it's jackets, vests, or all different merchandise that they'll be building and making, and then selling it for micro business to make money. So I'm looking forward to that, Ray. There's hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds right now applying. So I'm looking forward to doing our part to make sure we make it as best efficiently as possible, that they continue to evolve their business and grow from there. So again, to all those artisans, we're backing you up 100%. But for all the entrepreneurs out there, whether you're a business owner of a store or a consulting company, whether you run your own business, micro business of any form, I know we give out $60 million in funding for entrepreneurs, right? And so it's good to see the amount of money we're investing into entrepreneurs to make sure they survive through COVID, but all at the same time keep those businesses and those doors open. Right. There's a large population of entrepreneurs and close to 1,000 Métis businesses out there, so I'm very, very proud of the work they do. Some are very small, some are medium, and again, there's a few very large, but the rest of them are very right into the, I would call it the micro business and the backbone of our country, small business, helps Canada keep this engine going. So again, to Métis entrepreneurs, we'll be there. There's also prizes. You can win $500, $300, or $200 for filling out the form. But that form is going to guide our policies and to see where we need to make more investments in what field and what sector to make sure that these business entrepreneurs are getting all the help they can get, right? So we also had some condolences I want to give out. Dale Beck, the family of Dale Beck, who left us on Friday, March 11th, and began his journey to his new home. So I know Dale will be embarking upon meeting the rest of his family upon landing in his new home, and I'm sure he's already out there. Our condolences go to Daryl, Debbie, and the entire family. Our thoughts are and prayers with them. So to the Beck family, on behalf of the Métis government, on behalf of Lori and to Daryl, our condolences go to you for sure, myself. So, and also now I want to go to some happy birthdays. Some really, really important birthdays are coming around here for some people. Happy birthday going to the Métis veteran Russell Winkler. I think he's from Selkirk. He's celebrating his 103rd birthday on Thursday, right? 103.
Wow.
I don't think you and I will ever see that, but 103 years old. One of our Métis veterans. So I'm very proud that Russell still lingers and still part of our walk, everyday walk of life, and that he's not left his new home and he's still here to bring guidance and support to his family. Happy birthday is also going to Bertha St. Cyr. That's Linda, one of our elders that do many of our services and prayers. Linda St. Cyr, Sarek, that's her mom. She celebrated her 94th birthday on Tuesday, March 22nd. So happy birthday, Bertha. And happy birthday is going to Greg Balmer, Interlake Region, will celebrate his birthday on March 5th. So you can see, Ray, that when you start seeing 103 years old in the 90s, it's good to see our people living in that ripe old age and still being with their families. So again, Ray, I'll close off with that, again, saying to everybody, I'm looking forward to the assembly. I want to see everybody there.
Yeah. I
want to see definitely as many people show and do as I can who can join us. We're going to have a big night on, I think it's Saturday night. I'm not sure exactly where. Trying to find it back here in the notes. But there is a Friday night. I think it starts at 7 or 7:30, but we'll give more details on that. We have, of course, a very large choice that we can make from. We have such great talent out there, musicians, jiggers, dancers, fiddlers. So they're working on that so we can have a good time on Saturday night. And I'm looking forward to that. And to all the people listening to the show, you probably have heard Ray is looking towards eventually retirement. And Ray and I have had meetings already. And Ray has always been the show that he and I made has resonated today for 22 years now. And it's a very powerful show. But we all know that we have to respect Ray's choices. He's looking at taking some time with his family, spending time with his children, maybe doing some traveling, because how often you see somebody dedicate themselves the way Ray has, where he works on Christmas, he works on New Year's, and when other people are spending time with family, he's at the show making us laugh, making us smile, and being proud to be Métis. So again, Ray, I thank you for all of that, and your government will always have your back. And Ray will probably come on a show off and on, and still be giving us some guidance from his home, and contact will still be constant between Ray and I. And but again, we're looking for filling those things. Ray will do some training, and I don't want people to feel that Ray is leaving us. I think we're supporting him for having time with his family. He needs his time with his family too, like we all do. Yeah, and sure. It's going to be, and after all these years, Ray, I want to thank you from the Métis government. You're not leaving today or tomorrow, but I want to thank you as you start to transition and get our new person on the show, working with Cowboy and the rest of the team. and making everybody laugh and smile at home. And I think the clear fortune we had is that you were, already an expert in the field. You did your own TV shows. You're on, I don't know how long you were on the stage, 5 years or more. You were on TV, and so you did all kinds of performance all over Canada and every other place, and so you had tons of experience that you carried in your back pocket, and you're able to coordinate and dialogue with people and have a conversation at the same time, have some laughs. So that's what I think makes the show, and it's the personality, his ability to contact, and you can laugh about it. They don't take it personal, and everybody has a good time. So that's the beauty of our show, and people get to say hi and greet each other, send birthday wishes, anniversary wishes, and all that. It's a way of connection, and at the same time, people want to find somebody. They say, hey, can you tell so-and-so to phone? I'm looking for him, so looking for her. So the show has been a very big-time family into the home show that goes right into their houses and celebrated by everybody. People are saying the same thing. Anita was saying, make sure you tell them we're having a damn good meeting here at the Fort Garry Hotel right now, and they are actually having a very good meeting. They're going over their budget right now before I left, and I'll head downstairs right away. But again, Ray, I know you're not leaving us permanently, but you're going to be taking more time with your family and helping us as we select the next. And Patty Kirstic is here also, and Darren Lavo is here. They're playing at lunchtime here, Ray. Okay. But I know Ray will work with me, and then we'll find somebody to slowly assist on the transition that will take place at our Métis Hour. We're not shouting it down. Ray will still give us guidance, as I said, and give me a heads up. And plus, his collection of music is valuable, and I'm sure we can talk to Ray and how we keep on ensuring that all that great music he's been able to keep will be played on Métis Hour.
Well, I sure appreciate everything you did for me, and really, really do. Right from the start, I didn't know where I was going at that point. I thought, am I going on the road? Am I? And I got a call from you and Don.
It changed the course of history.
22 years ago.
Yeah, changed the course of history, Ray.
Yep.
It was a perfect timing, perfect connection. You were a perfect man for the job to start a new show and get it off its feet and get so many. We have at times by doing there's a way that radio knows the peaks of listening. When people are listening, there's peak hours. They know when the amount of usage of their voltage usage, I'll call it, being used. And they know the Métis Hour is a very powerful show, and it really connects with the people, not just Métis, First Nation, and non-Indigenous, that really look forward to the show. Many actually, Ray, we talked about this, me and Ray, and people would go from, and some of them passed on now, they timed themselves to leave, for example, St. Laurent, and they'd leave at a certain time so they can listen to the show all the way into the Winnipeg as they drove in. So, it's just such a powerful thing. And then I remember when we moved it to the Métis Hour times 2. After 1 hour, the people wanted more, so we gave them 2 hours. And so it was good to see, but people actually timed their departure to leave their house so they can listen to it on the way to the cities or to where visiting. And they can sit and drive in the radio and listen to the radio as they're going. So,
that's right.
And people would sit outside their yards, and you'll see a lot of that during spring now. Geese are coming in. People are going to start to hunt, and people will slap on the Métis Hour, listen to it, and laugh along with you and Cowboy and the rest of the team. Naomi was another asset with us, and so it was good to see so many such great talent, that came to us. All those fiddlers that made their recordings and wanted them to be played. And one of the things, Ray, I really appreciated about your message you gave me is that when you have musicians and you're going to play them on the Métis Hour, you said, I want it to be professional, because you're just not showing any proper respect to the musician if you put something that's not really made professionally well.
That's
because
right.
Then it really shows the person not to be sounding good or not singing good or not fiddling well, but yet they're such great fiddlers or great singers. But if you don't do a proper sound system in place and record it well, then you're not doing justice to that performer. So I really like the position you took. You're not going to put just anybody on the show because they send you a video. A copy of their music.
Yeah.
And you said it has to be professional because you're dishonoring the musician if you don't, or the person sending that message out. You're not doing justice to them if you play something that's not professional.
That's right.
At least sound professional.
And they get better, and then they come back again and say, "See, I told you."
yeah, exactly. No, I agree with that. Ray actually told me, because people would phone me in as a politician, as a president. They say, "Look, come on, David. I sent a video. I sent a recording. How come it's not being played?" I said, "Look, I can't. I'll talk to Ray." And then when Ray told me, "Look, I'm not going to put something that really dishonors a musician, because if it's not sounding good or not taped well, then that people remember that, and the poor musician will be looked upon as not being as good as they really are."
That's right.
No, that was a wise decision you made a long time ago, and that's something we've maintained in Métis Hour.
And he'll take a gig, he or she'll take a job from you that doesn't pay.
Yeah, it's true, but it just doesn't. It's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. So again, Ray, I got to get going here, but thank you very much, and to our listeners out there, I want to thank everybody. I'm sure a lot of you is going to miss Ray, chatting with Ray himself. As I said, he'll come off and on once in a while on the show.
Yep.
But he's going to spend time with his family. And as I said, we're looking for somebody. Ray, I think, will be involved in even the hiring. So I've got to find out. I think they did the advertising. Ray, there's quite a number of people applying. And so we'll have that discussion probably this week sometime.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much. And thank you for listening to Métis Hour. Métis Hour times 2. It'll always be a show that people can count on. That's going to be there in NCI. And, oh, by the way, David, if you're listening, or the president out in Cormorant, if you're listening, Sheridan is talking about their concern about their tower. It's down. They can't get the Métis Hour. So if you can get the somebody check on that, be very, very appreciated. They want to get their Métis Hour back on and the NCI back on. They missed Wednesday on Friday. They missed the Métis Hour, and they're stuck with their tower.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Ray. Thank you, Cowboy.
Thanks, David. All right. David Chartrand, the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, with his weekly report, Métis Matters. And boy, is it ever.
Yeah.